Hello everyone, Ceri Griffiths here, as you know me, Ceri the Crafter. Now, before we get started on this video, there needs to be a couple of explanations going on here. First of all, if my voice sounds a bit different to normal, I've been in bed for the last 3 days, coughing and lung up with a cold or flu virus or a bug of some sort. But this video has to go out, needed to be filmed, so a bit of hot lemon and honey and water, and I think we'll get through this. Secondly, as you've seen by the title of this video, it's about a life change for me. This is not going to be an oh woe is me and I'm so sad, all of that sort of video. This is a video meant to be about celebrating achievements and turning a bad situation around. Also, stay to the end because I have a really big announcement. I'm running an event in conjunction with PM Artist Studio on December the 2nd. I will talk about that a bit more then, but there's going to be giveaways, there's going to be lots, so stay with me. So to put this into context, I have to go over a few things because a lot of my subscribers already know quite a bit about what I've been through over the last few years. But you may not have seen those videos, so I just want to get into a nutshell for you. So without sounding big-headed or making more of myself than I am, I used to be quite a big deal in the cake decoration and design and bakery and culinary world, and I'm going to state facts here. This isn't my ego posturing, it's just facts. I mean, I've been inducted into the Hall of Fame for my contributions to the culinary industry. I've written 5 books. I've won a literary award. I have a Medal of Honor from Tulsa. I've had product ranges. I used to work on television at one point with a bake show. I've done a lot of stuff, guys. I've done a lot of stuff. And that culminated in my career becoming one where I was constantly traveling, either within Britain or I'd be flying to other countries on a regular basis. My life became a cycle of going to really big shows like big baking and cake decorating shows and culinary shows, and I'd be demonstrating on the stages, I'd be giving lectures, I'd go to culinary institutes and I'd be giving talks there, I'd be judging internationally across the board. So as you can see, everything like that. And also I'd be going to countries and I'd be teaching there or I'd be demonstrating to them. All of those things were what made me who I am and my success. Now, I must admit, there's a very big difference in my mind between being successful and being famous. I wasn't famous, I was successful. Famous, you can get famous overnight. Just do something outrageous on the internet, you're famous. Kill somebody, you're famous. Do something really bizarre, you're famous. I mean, sleep with somebody who's famous, all of a sudden you're famous. Being successful, you become successful from hard graft, and you get there because you work and you earn success. And along the way you sacrifice things as well, like while your friends are out maybe having dinner and going to clubs and having a really good social life. No, I was writing books. I think there's nearly 30 magazine articles out there from me. I was designing products. I mean, you choose where you put your energies, and I chose to put mine there. So now that you know the context of my life was in the public arena, throw in the pandemic. The pandemic went bang to my life. Basically, no big shows, couldn't go, couldn't judge, couldn't lecture, couldn't dem. All of the venues I used to teach at, they weren't allowed to have public in them, so no longer there. And as time went on, I mean, we all thought it was going to be a couple of weeks. God knows we didn't know it was going to be as long as it was. So those venues died off. They closed down. The businesses are gone. All of the product people I worked with, all of the big brands, some of those have gone. So all of that momentum was taken out of my life. And when the pandemic hit and they locked the planet down, there were a couple of things that are probably saving graces for me, because to be honest, I could have just sat rocking in a corner at the time and not have dealt with it. But I had to, because I just had to. Um, I was lucky in one respect, in that because I was doing television shows at the time, I was demonstrating for a company called KTC Designs here in the UK. So I do monthly, maybe bi-weekly TV shows, and I had a certain letter of compensation that said I was allowed to travel, because I was traveling to and fro my workplace, and they thought that the television programs were actually beneficial to the morale of the British public, some wording like that. So I was allowed to travel, or there were strict restrictions on where I could stay, how long I could be somewhere, what I had to do. There were lots. Anyway, so that kept me going to a certain extent, but I honestly thought, oh, this is going to pass quite quickly, and it's going to be all right, and I'll get back to my old life. And after about a month, it became very obvious to me that it wasn't going to go away. It was not going to be a quick fix. The governments of the world were scrambling like chickens with their heads cut off. Nobody knew what the hell was going on. The public certainly didn't know, because anyone in power was not really letting anyone on my level know anything about it. Excuse me. So what I did is I looked at, okay, what can I do? Now, I've had my YouTube channel for 15 years. Might be coming on 16, I'm not sure. And I'd always used it as a place to put videos of cake shows or cake things I'd done, but I'd never really focused on it. I thought, okay, well, I've got the facilities to film, I've got the facilities to edit and upload. Now, I knew I wasn't technically good at a lot of these things, but I thought I can learn, I can turn this around, I can get this sorted out. But I thought, what am I going to do? I can't do cake, because if I do cake, I can't buy the products. I can't buy the products because I can't shop and I can't have them delivered. So I thought, what am I going to do? Now, I have always been, ever since I was a child, I've been creative. I've always done arts and crafts. I was on painting and sketching, and I've done that sort of right. So basically, I put the cake stuff to one side and pulled out all of my arts and crafts stuff, and started with some really basic videos. A lot of it to keep my sanity going, and secondly, I'm a workaholic. I needed to be doing something. Now, adding to this mix, about probably about 18 months before the pandemic hit, I lost my mother to cancer, and it hit me really hard. My mother and I were like brother and sister. I mean, it was hard. And I still was trying to deal with that. And every time I tried to do anything with cake, basically reminded my mother, because my mother always said, Ceri, the only person who makes real cakes. Not true, but lovely, thank you, Mum. And if I was preparing for classes or demonstrations, she was disabled, but she would sit at the kitchen table and she'd help me pack class packages. We'd put together handouts. She was the other half of what made my cake world work. So I was struggling with that. So doing arts and crafts took me mentally away from that. So anyway, and after a couple of months of uploading 2 or 3 videos a week, which was my aim, not always successful, but that was my aim, I started to get messages back from subscribers and people who had seen my videos going, Ceri, do you realise what a lifeline you are? You're real, you're there, I live on my own, I can't leave my house, you're the only person who talks to me every day, she said, or he said, whoever it was. And I had lots, and they kept coming in, and I would always go back. I felt a bit uncomfortable because I didn't know how to respond to that. That just, it was not within my remit of how to respond to stuff. So I took it on board, and I thanked people, and I said, keep messaging me if you need to talk, whatever. And I did what my natural instincts to do is what I did. And it kept going and going, and I don't think I really realised the depth at which those comments were made to me, where it came from. I just assumed that, oh, this is like what I'm doing, and that's blah, 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 you get me. So fast forward to the end of the pandemic and the world started up again, but I couldn't go back to my previous life. It had been so long that the momentum I'd picked up over years and years and years of being a cake decorator and designer had gone. The contacts I'd had in the industry had gone. The shows were starting to come back, but they were so small, they had no budget to fly people in. The culinary institutes, what were left of them, they had no budget for people like myself. Even if I'd have paid my own way, I would have struggled trying to get to another country with all of the restrictions still being in place. So I'm a great believer in things happen for a reason. Even though you don't understand it when it's happening and you really question and question and question, in retrospect, looking back, the pandemic probably saved my life, because the pace at which I was working, the rate at which I was pushing my body to do what I was doing, the amount of travel, the lack of sleep, I probably would have had a heart attack or crashed my car one night driving back from a venue at 2 o'clock in the morning in the dark on the motorway in the winter. So, without sounding too dramatic, that was, now looking back at it, and I think it only took the pandemic stopping me to realise how idiotic it was, the rate at which I was working. So anyway, so I went, okay, so if cake has been taken away from me, what have I got? Now, by this time, I had built quite a substantial following in the arts and crafts community, and made a few contacts and reached out to a few companies, and they were interested in what I did. And I think a lot of it was to do with the fact that, once again, I was a man in a predominantly woman's world. And I don't want that to sound sexist. And I'll probably deal with that in a future Coffee with Ceri. So if this camera shakes a little bit, I do apologise. I'm on a wooden floor, and every time I bounce, it bounces. See, I'll try and keep that to a minimum. And also, because of who I used to be, my name was still a recognised thing within the creative community. So I started to build on the arts and crafts stuff, and then I was following a New Zealand artist called Froyle Davies, and Froyle one day was demonstrating, and she had these stencils and they were white, and I thought, oh, that's interesting, because I was cutting my own stencils at this point, because once upon a time I had a dream that I wanted to create stencils, and I bought a cutting machine. Biggest waste of money in my life. It's yeah, me and technology did not agree on how a stencil was going to be cut. And I had these big dreams that I would design them, I would cut them, I would store them, I'd sell them from home, and yeah, that was a dream that was unrealistic. Anyway, and she said they were from PM Artist Studio, so I looked at PM Artist Studio, and they did lives on a regular basis. I think they did 3 lives a week at the time. They might have done 2 and then gone to 3 and eventually have gone to 4. I can't remember exactly. This was probably about 3.5, 4 years ago. It's in there somewhere, guys, but it's not coming out. And I didn't comment on their lives. I was part of their chat, but I didn't let anyone know I was there, because the moment you let someone know you're there, in my mind, then the questions go, oh, where are you from? Who are you? Da, da, da. And I was like, I'm not ready for that interaction yet. I'm not. And I watched a few and they were fun. And P&M Artist Studio stood for Patricia Mariah Artist Studio. And then behind the P&M, Patricia is the mother, Mariah is the daughter. Patricia is a retired school tutor and art tutor. Mariah, how do you do it? Besides being an artist herself, she's an illustrator, works with computers. So you get me, a creative family. Then in the background is Brad, her husband, and Izzy, her her baby, as she calls her baby. I can't remember how old his year is now, but she's no longer a baby, I can assure you. So I watched for a while, and I enjoyed what I saw, and I I drew quite a few parallels with what they were doing. And one day they mentioned that, oh, we're going to start opening ourselves up, and we're inviting Fran, who's Fran Baker. She's another artist here in the UK. We're going to invite her to design some stencils for us. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I kind of reached out to Mariah, and we built up a bit of a rapport. And she sent me an email or a message saying, well, if you ever want to design some stencils, we'd be open to discuss that. And I thought, okay, opportunity knocking. I know I'm never going to do it myself, so what should I do? How will I step this forward? So I went, okay, and I stepped back for a little while. I went, okay, Ceri, I've designed products for companies in the past, and I've written books and things for companies, and I've been stung a few times. I've been ripped off a few times, and it's worth to say I've designed for K2 Designs. They are not one of the ones ripped off. They are a wonderful company, and we parted company because basically I went away from Cake and they stayed with Cake. So there was no, when my contract ended, I said to Sue, who's the CEO, I think it's time I didn't sign a new contract. And she went, if that's your decision, we are still totally amicable. And you've seen I still do stuff for them occasionally as far as promoting stuff. They're a great family business. And I take my hand off to a British company who's really getting their way with the world. They're doing brilliantly, and I love it. So anyway, so I really thought this over very, very hard, and then I reached out and went, Mariah, yes, let's do this. And the agreement was such that I knew I wasn't tied in for years. The contract was written in such a way that either party could end the contract within 4 weeks. I won't go into logistics because non-disclosure and all of that lot, and I'm not about to discuss business here anyway. So I then submitted my first stencil design, and I was the second designer to be in the stable designers, which has grown considerably. I don't even know how many there are. I would say it must be either 10 or 12 designers now. That was a fact I didn't check, but there you go. There's a lot of us now, and it's wonderful because there's a big pool of multi-talented designers who bring their own imagination and their own creativity to the designs they work with. Anyway, I'm not going to go into life story here. So I've now been designing for them for, I should check this as well, shouldn't I? I would say it's probably close to 3 years now. Close to 3 years. And sort of where I'm going with this conversation is, I was stuck in quite a dark place when I lost all of my Cake thing. I did spiral quite a bit. I can't say I had ever suffered from depression, but there was 1 year during the pandemic when for about 6 weeks I didn't speak to anyone. I wouldn't answer emails, wouldn't pick up my phone. You're lucky if I left my bedroom. I was just, I couldn't get out of that. And eventually I did. And funnily enough, art is what kept me going. Then within the last 18 months, and it's been tough. And I'm not saying that for sympathy. I mean, thank goodness my level of tough isn't the level of tough some people. I'm not in a war zone. I'm not starving. I'm not homeless. I'm not flooded. I'm not an earthquake victim. I've not got someone in power who's trying to be a dictator and ruining the planet. I'm not in a country where you're not even allowed internet access. I mean, and these things exist, people. I mean, we all live in our little countries believing things are hunky-dory. They're not for others. So anyway, so where was I going with this? Yes. So Since the start of the pandemic to the current day, I have now lost 19 family members and friends. I would say probably most of my family members have passed with cancer, and not expected. My other friends have passed through reasons I'm not going to discuss because I'm not emotionally stable enough to do that just yet. And I've even lost the damn dog to cancer about a couple of months ago. So Biscuit's gone, unfortunately, which is why you've not heard me refer to it. So, but I'm doing this video not to get tied up in that emotional turmoil. This video is to announce what's happening on December the 2nd. And the reason this video is being made and this announcement is being made and this event is being launched at my request is because I believe I've got to that point in my life now where it's done. I'm done with mourning. I've done with hard feelings. I've done with sorrow. I've got to that point where I have dealt with all of the crap and I'm just saying no more. And in 2026, I'm starting a whole new life. Don't worry, the YouTube station staying, and so is my arts and crafts. However, something is happening in December, which is a big milestone for me. And that's what I'm celebrating. Now, I lost my sister a little while, completely out of the blue. Diagnosed with cancer 5 weeks later, gone. I mean, nothing prepares you for that. So, as I said, I've been through the mill a bit, but I've survived, and the amount of love and support that I have had from my subscribers, my friends and followers on YouTube and social media has been amazing. And I know that I now fully understand where the comments came from to me, from those people in the pandemic years. And if it wasn't for the community, and if it wasn't for the love and support of the companies, businesses, I mean, PM Artist Studio, bless you, you have been a core through that as well. Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artist Group, which I'll put a link to them in the description box below. They have been there. The friends that I built through the communities within the arts and crafts world. I now have numerous people around the planet who quite regularly check up on me and go, how you doing? You all right? Do you want to chat? I know I can pick up a video call or a phone call to almost anybody, and they'll pick up and go, okay, Ceri, what is it? What do you need? And they know they can do the same to me. And that community has held my sanity together. So, right, stop there before I start breaking down into tears, which I've done enough crying as well. That's another thing we're not going to do anymore. So, on December the 1st, PM Artist Studio, well, on the 1st of every month, PM Artist Studio launch their new designs for that month. And I've got 3 new designs coming out on the 1st of December, which I'm excited about. I was excited about them. Oh, squeaky voice. That would be the continual coughing for 3 days. And that will mark a huge milestone. I will reach 100 designs for PM Artist Studio. Now, I want to celebrate that. I have learned one very important lesson in the last few years, and that is you learn from the failures and you celebrate the wins. Even if the win is only this big, I'm going to celebrate that damned win. Whether anyone else does or not, I don't care. I'm celebrating. To me, 100 designs is mammoth. That's and the trust that PM Artist Studio has put in me to actually deliver and come up with products that are commercially viable. At the end of the day, it's a business. I make money from the sales of my products. They make money from the sales of their products. All the designers, we work on a commission basis. That's what business is about. I'm not shying away from that. I have to pay the bills, and you guys want to buy the products. Of course I'm going to design them. So anyway, what we're going to do, let's get down to the details of the event, because I'm going to lose my voice shortly. I can feel it's beginning to crack already. So December the 2nd, Pierre Marty's studio is going to do a live, which is one of the regular lives. Now, they're based in Texas, and so basically it's going to be on Texas time, but there's going to be a link in the description box to that event. If you click on it, it will take you through to it on YouTube. Sorry, talking too much. On YouTube, and it will tell you the time of the event in your area of the world. So I think for Texas, it'll be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Here in the UK, it'll be 9 o'clock in the evening. In the Netherlands, it'll be 10 o'clock in the evening. Like Israel, I think it's 11 o'clock in the evening. And don't even ask me about the Southern Hemisphere. I can't go there, guys. Can't work that one out. But you can see it. It'll be written on the bottom there. I'm going to come into the live for probably the first 10 or 15 minutes, because I want to say a few things to the people in the live, because they are a lot of the people who are now, I consider colleagues, friends, fellow artists. And then after that, I'm handing it back over to Mariah and Patricia, and they do a 2-hour live 4 times a week. And what we plan to do is, okay, I have purchased $100 worth of Pierre Marty Studio gift vouchers. Mariah has matched that. So there's $200 worth of Pierre Marty Studio gift vouchers. You have to be in the live in the chat to win them. Mariah and I are going to do 4 $50 giveaways of these gift vouchers. Now, the gift vouchers obviously have to be spent at Pierre Marty Studio, but the way I'm thinking of it, $50 is a nice chunk of money. Now, if you're in America or Canada, basically, I think your postage is free. But if you're an international like I am and my friends over here, a lot of my subscribers don't buy my products because shipping internationally is not cheap. So winning $50 means that if you're an international, that will cover your P&P, postage and packaging. It'll also probably buy you 1 or 2 products, and it'll still be under the level of which you had to pay import tax. So that was how I was doing that. So that's money, money, money. We love that. And Christmas is coming up. You know, treat yourself. Treat yourself. Go ahead and treat yourself. You have to be in the live to win it, because that's just the criteria I put on it. I don't believe there's a time stamp on when you need to spend the voucher. You could keep the voucher, well, you need to check the voucher when you get it, but it'll be an electronic issue from Mariah at Pierre Marty Studio, which is why you have to be live, because she will tell you the details of how to deal with it. On top of that, when you order anything from Pierre Marty Studio, usually within the packaging, they include a postcard which gives details, and I think there's a discount code on it. Also, there's usually 1 or 2 arty papers which Patricia has created during the lives, and they're cut up, and they're about 3 inches by 4 inches. There's 1 or 2 of those in there. Well, what I've done is I've created 132 of those and signed every one of them and sent them to Pierre Marty Studio in Texas. So anyone who doesn't order in December is in with the chance. If you don't win the $50, you might actually get one of my pieces of art in your package. Now, I know that's just a bit of paper carrot. Yeah, it is. But you know what? I don't sell anything. I don't sell my art. I don't sell my journals. I don't sell my ephemera. So it's probably your only chance you're ever going to get. Now, what can you make out of it? I don't know. You can make it a small journal card. You could do an ATC or an artist trading card out of it. So there's that. I also believe, and Mariah will have to confirm this in the video, in the live itself, but I believe they got double points that week anyway. I'm not sure. I said Mariah will have to confirm it. Now, the way that Pierre Marty Studio works is, to purchase anything, you have to create an account. An account costs you nothing to do, nothing financially. You basically just set up an account, and the account on their website means you can go through their website one day when you're bored with a cup of coffee, and you can favorite all of your items and store them in your favorites. And then when you do come shopping, or someone wants to buy you a present, you can go, oh, I'll just use that favorite and that favorite. Also, every time you purchase anything, you gain points. And my belief is those points can be actually translated in to further discounts on their products. I feel like I'm missing something. I can't remember what it is. Oh, yes. Other things that are going to go on in the live is Mariah is going to go through, and she's reaching out to us designers as well. And she's looking at all of the figures behind their products. And she's going to announce the top 10 products of 2025. Also, I've requested that Patricia, who does wonderful every single time she's on that screen, she creates and creates. A lot of the time it's with gel printing, but they're great at making books and accordion journals, and they do lots of creative stuff. And I've asked, can you show as many different skills as you possibly can? And they're going to do that. And the other hidden thing that I absolutely love about their lives is the chat. The chat is friendly and welcoming, and any single question, keep it clean, guys, keep it clean, is actually welcome. So just know that it's the opportunity to actually ask the question. So I have a personal favor to ask you. Now, this video here is going to be what's called a collaboration video. And that means that if you look under the screen, you'll see it's Ceri Griffiths and PM Artist Studios' name is next to it. Sorry, this cough is going to be the death of me. If you click on my name or PM Artist Studio, a little window will open up. And in that window, if you're already subscribed to me, you'll see it go Ceri Griffiths, and the subscribe button will say subscribed. Under that will be PM Artist Studio with a little button. And if you're not subscribed to PM Artist Studio, please click the button. I would love you to support people who have supported me. Now, they have sort of hit a level with their subscribership. They're about 11,800. And they've been there for a little while now, and it's beginning to frustrate me because they're a very talented group. They generate a lot of goodwill and positivity, and their Facebook group is amazing. And I want to make that figure grow. So please go on there, subscribe to their channel. If you're not subscribed to mine, why aren't you subscribed to mine? Okay. And then also I will try and pin it to be the first comment in the comments bar as well as being under the video. If you look under the video where the title of the video is, there's a couple of lines of text, and at the end is the word MORE in bold. Click that and it'll open up a box somewhere on your screen on your device, and in there will also be links. There will be a link to the live happening on December the 2nd. Show up. Please show up. I would love to absolutely blow their minds by how many people could join that live. They average about 100 to 150 people per live. I'd like to see that tripled or even quadrupled. It would be absolutely fabulous to see you in the live. The normal regulars would love to see you. I want you to get a taste of what I enjoy 4 times a week at PM Artist Studio in their lives. So, again, please subscribe to them, turn on notifications if that's what you normally do with the channel. All it's going to cost you is to press the subscribe button. Then pop over on the live on December the 2nd. If you're seeing that live in a replay, you will not be in for a chance to win any of the prizes. Okay, guys, you had to be in the live. So pop over, make a note of the date and the time, stick it in your diary, write it on the post-it note, stick it on your fridge, whatever it is, and be in the live. I will be there for the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then once I come off screen, I will then be in live chat. And anytime I see someone jump in on the live, I will do my darndest to say hello to you. You'll see, hi Cynthia, hi Gladys, hi Doris, hi Paul, hi whoever you are. I will do my best to keep up, but know that the comments can sometimes come as a stampede. So if I miss you, please don't be offended. So thank you for your patience. I mean, Thank you for the croaky voice acceptance and the coughing and all of the other emotional turmoil that's probably going to come across in this video. No, I am okay. I'm looking forward to Christmas. I'm looking forward to the new year. New year, new life, new start. I'm moving forward, and this channel of mine is now my sole income. It is something I'm pouring my whole heart and soul into. The government says that I'm retiring in January next year, which I find a bit disturbing. I will never retire. I'll probably go down with the camera in my hand, to be honest with you. But as long as I can do this, I will keep on doing this. Art and inspiration and creativity and sharing has saved my life. It is the core thing that has pulled me through some of the darkest times of my life. And I know that goes for a lot of you as well. So please show your support. Please click subscribe for PM Artist Studio. If you have not subscribed to me, I quite like a click as well. But most of all, go over and be in the live. Just be there, guys. All you've got to do is turn the live on, say hello so that they know you're there, and sit down with a cuppa and have a good giggle and a good laugh and have a taster and see whether you like it. And I think I'm going to end it there because my voice is definitely cracking and I need to stop. So thanks, guys. You are family to me. You truly, truly are. Well, you're the only family I've got left, and I love you all. Bye.